Police are investigating after an arson at Silverwood theme park. Tonight we have more details.
I recall the smell of fire and, the smoke and everything.
An apartment fire left 17 people without a place to stay overnight, what investigators are saying started the blaze.
We're tracking much colder temperatures across the region over the next couple of days, but still very little in the way of rain.
Well, good evening. It's great to have you with us here on KREM2 News at 11. I'm Dana Marie McNichol. Breaking news tonight, a level 1 evacuation has been lifted for portions of the Northwest in the Spokane area after crews contained a 60-acre fire this afternoon. Now those crews will be working overnight into the morning to mop up the scene. The Janes fire broke out this afternoon and threatened 6 structures in the area. Helicopters helped put out the flames. There were down power lines in the area, but the investigation is ongoing to determine a cause. Currently, there are no structures in immediate danger. Courtney Kennedy sent us these photos of a fire burning near Osborne Bay in Grant County earlier today. You can see the helicopter in the air fighting that fire very close to the water. We have not heard back from officials about how far that fire spread. And we're finally getting some relief from that really warm weather. But now the question is, when will the winds calm down? Is there any significant, maybe rain in the forecast? Meteorologist Michelle Boss is in the Weather Center answering those questions.
Yeah, fortunately, those winds are going to calm down tomorrow, so we aren't going to see those 40-mile-per-hour gusts that we saw today. But if you're stepping out early tomorrow morning, you'll certainly notice how much cooler it feels. Of course, we had record heat earlier in the week, and now we're looking at overnight lows that could dip down as cold as the upper 30s in some of those northern valleys. Deer Park, I think, will actually come in a little bit colder than that number there, 41. Likely see upper 30s there, lower 40s in the Spokane area and in Coeur d'Alene. And we'll warm it up, of course, for the afternoon, but nothing like what we saw last week. Wind speeds are still pretty high. Still looking at sustained winds of 23 miles per hour in Spokane. Not quite seeing the higher gusts that we saw earlier today. Gusts are still in the upper 20 to lower 30 mile per hour range. As far as any rainfall, well, we didn't see any today in Spokane. Got a little bit across North Idaho and the Idaho Palouse. Not looking pretty good for any additional rainfall chances anytime soon. We're looking at clear skies tonight. Those overnight low temperatures, I think, dropping down to the lower 40s, and then mostly cloudy skies tomorrow afternoon. We have a slight chance of rain Sunday night, only about a 20% chance. And if we do see rain, talking only about a couple of hundredths of an inch there. Highs in the lower 60s on Sunday, mid 60s on Monday, and we should be back in the 70s on Tuesday.
All right, thank you so much, Michelle, for that update. New tonight, we are hearing from Silverwood about an arson investigation. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office is searching for the person who set fire on the wooden roller coaster called Timber Terror. The fire was discovered about 1:30 this morning. The spokesperson at Silverwood says the suspect cut a hole in the fence to light the support beam of the roller coaster on fire. A security guard discovered the flames and put it out with a fire extinguisher. The coaster was only slightly damaged and was repaired before the park opened this morning.
We inspect all of our coasters, all of our rides every single day to make sure there isn't anything or any tampering, especially during this situation. So we were able to get everything back up and running, and so our guests could have fun.
Silverwood's director of marketing says the rest of the park rides were inspected as normal after the fire and no damage was found. They are asking anyone who has information to call the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office. And firefighters responded to an apartment fire in Spokane Valley last night, displacing at least 4 families that are now receiving aid from the Red Cross. Our Ian Smay spoke with a woman whose home was destroyed. He has more on what caused the blaze.
I recall the smell of fire and, the smoke and everything.
A fire ripped through this apartment building in Spokane Valley on Friday night, shortly after 7 p.m. Fire officials say a propane barbecue placed too close to flammable materials on a second-story balcony caused the fire. They ask that people keep an eye on their grills and don't use them on balconies. Luckily, the Spokane Valley Fire Department says there were no injuries in the blaze, but 17 people will not be sleeping in their beds tonight. Gloria Lisboa is one of those people.
My stuff is all there. It's stinky. My walls are all gray, very up-to-date, stylish gray kind of. But yeah, it smells bad, and
Lisboa is a local bus driver. She wasn't home when the fire started and was shocked when she heard what was going on.
When she spoke to me, it left me dumbfounded. I couldn't speak. I gagged up the way I'm doing now. It's, It's bad. It's not a good feeling to come home and your home is burnt up. It really isn't.
She is staying at a hotel with help from her renter's insurance. Luckily, despite the smoky smell, all of her belongings are fine. The units around her weren't so lucky.
All the neighbors that I have on the same side as myself, we were all affected, but the apartment above me, I'm on the 2nd floor, they're on the 3rd, they had to go out completely because now they have a skyline in their living room because the fire went above the rooftop.
The Red Cross says it's helping 4 families that were displaced by the fire. There is no exact timetable set for when those families may be able to return, if their units aren't too severely damaged. In all, the Spokane Valley Fire Department says that the fire took about 10 minutes to control, but in that time, 2 apartments suffered heavy damage, with 5 others suffering smoke damage. 1 unit also suffered water damage. At least 11 trucks responded to the blaze. We'll have a better idea of the full extent of the damage to the affected units in the coming days. Fire investigators will also do a full report on how the fire started. In Spokane Valley, Ian Smay, KREM2 News.
Well, you may have noticed how prices are up. That's due to the cost of lumber shooting through the roof, up 250% over the last year. We take a look at why.
Hard to tell from this view, but Bob Dixon's Southeast Alabama mill is considered small by industry standards.
The whole game is to get this in somebody else's shed, not mine.
He says logistical issues like staffing and delivery are making it hard to respond to the increase in lumber demand.
The issue now with employees being paid to stay at home. It's not just our industry, it's everywhere you go.
In addition to the logistical hurdles, mills are also facing soaring demands for home renovations. The result? Lumber prices have tripled in the last 12 months since April, adding roughly $36,000 to the price of a new home.
What are we talking about price increases?
So this one is about 400%, the flooring about 400%, the sheeting on the outside of the wall almost 700% the last time I checked.
Birmingham builder Alicia Huey says higher prices threaten her business and price homeowners out of the market.
So if this is going up for you, I would imagine then that cost gets pushed onto the homeowner?
It does. But right now I can't tell anybody how much a house is going to cost.
What does that do to the American dream?
Kills it.
The ripple effect now reaching families that need help the most. The nonprofit Habitat for Humanity no longer taking applications in Birmingham.
Okay, that'll be good. That'll help a lot.
Charles Moore is the president and CEO of Greater Birmingham Habitat for Humanity.
There are families out there that are still struggling and still need habitat and still need assistance, and need these material prices to come down so that it's manageable for them.
There's about 10 mills that produce this product right here.
And Huey believes some of the big mills are taking advantage of the situation.
I think it's great from the lumber mills.
Home builders have told us that they believe the big mills are the problem, that they're jacking up the prices. Is that what's happening?
I don't believe any mill can control our industry. Our industry pricing is based on an industry standard pricing guide. It prints every Thursday.
Dixon believes the industry will correct itself in time.
They just hang on, and we will overproduce the market. We will respond, and the prices, they will come down.
Well, it's been 40 years since the federal government recognized the HIV and AIDS crisis. We're going to take a look at the memorial to honor those who lost their lives to the virus after the break.